finally, a source of raw, real, and honest information on healthcare issues that matter most. Welcome to BS Free MD. From the latest medical information to how to stay sane as a doctor or a patient, no subject is taboo, no BS is allowed. Now, let's welcome your hosts, Doctors May and Tim Hindmarsh.
Welcome everyone to BS Free MD's live version that we aptly named DOCTALES with cocktails. Cheers to the week. Not even the weekend. It's Monday as we're kicking this off.
We're doing a special Monday episode because we have a whole bunch of semi-retired shit to do the rest of the week.
That's right.
Like multiple trivia nights. Like, come on. I got a life to live.
Your calendar's getting too busy with club activities.
That's right.
To pay homage to your podcast people here waiting for you. All right. Well, we've got some fun, titillating stories coming your way, and I'm going to be just as surprised by them as you because Tim hasn't run these past me, and then we're going to get to the guest of the week as well. So let's just kick it off. We haven't got a whole lot more to say in the way of small talk, do we? Maybe later.
Yeah, later.
What do you got? What's going on?
First one is...
Look at that. Let them eat cats?
This is called... This segment
is that
called...
Bridgerton?
Let them eat cats. And I full credit to the meme meister El Gato Malo on Substack, the bad cat. I'm using tons of his memes tonight because they're so good. We're also going to quote one of his Substacks because it is so brilliant. This guy is...
But it looks like a Bridgerton photo, but I get the Marie Antoinette reference.
Yes. No, the guy is an kind of absolute...
cool crossover.
Genius. So I don't want to steal... Well, I want to steal, but I want to give credit for what I've stolen. So, yes. So, anyways, we've had this entire insane, you can't make this up. It's 2024. What's next? I mean, an alien probing. Nancy Pelosi reveals that she's actually a lizard person. Like, I don't know. Like, nothing would surprise me now. So.
Another shooting.
Well, there was another shooting. I mean, then there could be a poisoning and a bombing. I mean, that's what Alex Jones thinks.
I think
he thinks they'll poison him next. And if that doesn't work, then they'll try a bomb. But I'm kind of retarded. So anyways, yes. Nothing. It literally is to the point of nothing would surprise you. Like nothing. So
but
this cat thing has taken on an unbelievable life of its own. So Trump comes out in the debate and it's like, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. He's doing this whole thing. And of course, the left is losing their absolute marbles. It's like, that's not true. There's no evidence. Okay. When somebody says there's no evidence, that's essentially a tagline that they're lying. Okay. Because there's no evidence can mean whatever you want it to mean. It can mean you never studied it. It can mean you never looked for it. It can mean whatever you want it to mean. So there's no evidence that they're eating dogs. All of this started from one guy at a city council meeting freaking out about how the small town of Springfield, Ohio had 20,000 Haitian immigrants, and they were...
That's a lot of immigrants.
That's a lot of immigrants. They were unemployed, and then he did this thing where they're eating the cats and dogs. Now, I have no idea if it's true. I've read both sides. Beats me. But if you wanna, but here's the thing. El Gato Malo wrote a brilliant Substack called "Are Cats Going to Determine This Election?" Because his monkey ear is the bad cat.
Mm-hmm.
So our cat's going to determine this election. And it's actually brilliant because he says it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if it's true. It makes no difference if it's true because the right or Trump's team can do the whole, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. And it brings attention to the fact that immigration is a complete disaster. And if the left freaks out and says, that's bullshit, there's no evidence, this is bad, this is misinformation, it still brings attention to immigration and the fact that Kamala was the immigration czar and immigration is a disaster. It doesn't matter if the cat and dog story is true.
It's just bringing attention to it. I get it.
Like you can't get it, and you can't unsee it. And that's what's so great, because it literally has produced some of the greatest memes in the history of memes. Like they literally write themselves.
Well, there's always great cat and dog memes, but great cat ones on Instagram. You don't even need an election year to find.
No, but look at this.
You see the one where that person gathered up I sent it to you, all the little gray cat fur into a ball, and then she like clumped it together and knit these little cat. She didn't even knit them. She somehow pasted them together and made these little cat slippers.
Yeah.
Furry cat slippers.
Okay, let's be honest.
There's cute stuff on there all the time.
You know, cats have owned the internet. I mean, other than pornography, which...
Cats doing this, batting you in the face.
Yeah, and then the cats playing piano.
Cats massaging dogs.
No, cat videos.
Okay, there's just all kinds of cats chasing stuff. You see that one? Someone tied a laser pointer to a cat. So it's like some kind of collar with the thing hanging over the front, like dangling the carrot in front of them. Only it's a laser pointer that's pointing out. And so the cat, every time it turns its head, the laser pointer turns too, because it's attached to its head. And it's chasing the light. And it's going insane because it's holding the laser pointer around its neck, not knowing that. It's a pretty good one. Anyway.
Wow. Is that animal cruelty to do that? Just like
you'd think.
Just like if you put a neck tube, that you use for skiing around a cat's abdomen, if it's tight enough, it thinks it's paralyzed and it drags its rear legs. Because we've experimented.
Because you practiced. Yeah, how about you?
Yeah,
yeah. Talking about animal cruelty, you got to come clean. 13
cats. We've had 13 cats, and I am very proud to announce we did not eat a single one. Not a single one.
No, we have not.
But these memes, like they literally write themselves. So, for instance,
9 lives matter.
Again from El Gato Malo.
Oh,
and then
that's cute.
Look at this one
with the little cardboard sign.
Oh, not that one. Ah, shoot! I got to get to this. Look at that.
Trump on his Air Force One with look at all cats and what's the ducks?
Well, because they were eating ducks.
Oh, right.
They were harvesting ducks out of the duck
dogs.
Pond,
it's cats and ducks. Cats and ducks.
Cats and ducks. That's they're eating the cats.
That's right. They were down by the duck pond or something.
Yeah, right? yeah.
Eating ducks. Look at that cute little Siamese over his right shoulder.
I know. Like we had, how many Siamese cats do we have? Like 5?
3. No, actually, you're right. 5. Ooh, so cute. But speaking of, I saw that post on Instagram. They were fact checking after the fact of the debate when she said that there was no U.S. soldiers in any active combat zones at this time. Currently.
Well, that's just horseshit.
And there's those soldiers. They posted it. They're watching it, and then they turn the camera around as they're hunkered down in wherever army guys going. Then where the F are we? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Crazy.
So apparently, a whistleblower. No, not apparently. This has happened. A whistleblower that has been a producer for, I think, almost 30 years for ABC, came out and said they basically gave her the questions ahead of time, and they had a backdoor deal with what she wanted asked and what she didn't want asked. So you'll notice that the one question that was not asked, which is a complete no-brainer question to ask if you're an actual journalist, is why did you cover for Biden's mental decline? Nope, you couldn't ask that. Was it asked? Nope, wasn't asked. The other question to ask, where you could have gotten both candidates, was there's the uptake of the COVID shot is 1.6% for the latest boosters. You promoted it with Operation Warp Speed, President Trump, and the Biden administration put in mandates for it. Answer.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a great question because it would have stumped both of them potentially. There was none of this. It was all softball horseshit.
It was.
I mean, and so this whistleblower apparently signed this affidavit and then sent letters to like Congress or whatever, and then to himself, and it was all dated before the debate. So he has postmarks on multiple letters that he sent to other people and then back to himself that were telling them exactly what was going to happen in the debate before it happened, with prophetic postmarks the day before. So we shall see if that happens. Again, those stories tend to get buried, but we'll see if that happens. The other thing that I think everyone needs to, I mean, whatever, I don't care, I'm getting political, because I don't want to die in a nuclear holocaust. Like literally I get up in the morning and I'm like, okay, am I going to ride my bike? Am I going to go swimming? What workout am I going to do? How long am I going to read? Do I have to work? What I don't want to think about is this the day I die in a nuclear holocaust? And Kamala actually came out and said, you have to stop Putin. And she was intimating, you have to stop Putin militarily, or he's going to move into Poland and he's going to continue to move throughout Europe. Okay, making him Hitler. All right. They have the biggest or second biggest nuclear arsenal in the entire world. If you were going to go toe to toe to take out Putin, you are essentially declaring World War III.
Exactly.
Now, I don't care about any other issues like medical freedom, vaccines, all this stuff is very important to us, but the not dying in a nuclear holocaust is kind of the number one issue. And somehow she literally said that, and that just skated through. I mean, Trump's response, I liked. I just want the killing to stop. But what he should have said is, look, if you believe that Putin is somebody you can't negotiate with because he's a madman and he's going to be Hitler and storm through all of Europe, then the last thing in the world you should be doing is provoking a madman.
Exactly.
Because none of us want to die in cinders. And you know what? I don't think Putin wants to die in cinders either. So I think maybe we should just back away from that. And the fact that just basically skated, in 1986, we almost all died in the nuclear holocaust from it was 83 or 86. I read this. It was unbelievable. It was a complete botched job. And the Russians literally thought that we were going to preemptively strike them. And one guy looked at all the data and he's like, no, these radar intercepts are not actually missiles. And he stopped. He basically saved the world. One guy in Russia saved the entire world because they were going to launch because they thought that we had already launched. Absolutely fascinating. I think it was 86. And we are way closer now.
People don't even realize that, though.
No, like we are so close. We're so close to literally living Fallout the game. But somehow nobody talks about that. Like there's a few people, Brett Weinstein, RFK Jr. talks about it all the time because he sees this. And it like the insanity to me, like that should be the only issue. I love these other issues, tax cuts or whatever. The only thing that matters is not being incinerated. And there's only one candidate that actually wants to end these stupid ass wars and doesn't want to play this insane game of Putin bad, Zelensky good. You can't win that.
Yeah, good point. All the rest of it is moot. If we're not here on this earth, he won't be here to do DOCTALES and rant about it.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're harmed by a medical intervention. If you're vaporized.
That's true.
It doesn't matter if you're going to outlaw vaping.
Now that we've
if you're
scared
vaporized.
the bejesus out of everybody listening.
No, I want to scare the bejesus. Listen to that podcast. I forget the woman's name that wrote, Nuclear War or whatever, and was on Joe Rogan 2 months ago. She's like, no, this is bad. Like there's people talking about how, we can have kind of a limited exchange nuclearly. And she's like, no, you can't.
Limited exchange.
Sean Penn said that. Well, nuclear war is not that bad. That's like, really, Sean?
It's like sending a woman into like Nordstrom's with a unlimited shopping.
credit card.
Yeah.
It's the shopocalypse.
Pretty
The
bad.
shop. No, like it literally, it is so completely insane. Like I like that should be the only issue, and nobody talks about it. Like to me, that's the only issue. It's like, I saw, one of our podcast friends who's all leftist, and he's like, they had to shut down the university in Springfield because somebody called in a bomb threat because they're pissed off at the Haitians. And this is what happens when you have, political rhetoric that like excites people and all. And I'm like, okay, yes, political rhetoric that incites people. Somehow, the only freaking person that's been shot is Donald Trump,
right?
Not Kamala or anyone else. The fact that some dipshits call in bomb threats is kind of not morally equivalent to trying to shoot an ex-president of the United States and a political candidate for that office. I'm sorry, you're a dumbass. That's completely ridiculous.
I don't know who that was, but you'll have to tell me later.
I know exactly. Yeah, I'll tell you exactly who it was. And you sit there and you just go, what? So it's everything is Trump's fault. The fact that people are being dumb and calling in threats to Springfield, that's Trump's fault. The fact that Trumps get shot, that's Trump's, like everything's his fault.
He's insane,
I have herpes. It's Trump's fault. My left nut is smaller than my right nut. It's Trump's fault. I need a root canal. It's Trump. Like, honestly, you want to live your life like that? Like that is completely
but people do.
Insane.
They gotta have someone to blame. They gotta blame it all on one person.
Yeah,
because they never want to take responsibility.
I'm not sure if my left nut is bigger.
I was just about to say, all that people heard is I have herpes, and they're tuning in now,
I don't
or tuning out. Look at the numbers.
The numbers go away.
All right,
I don't have herpes.
I think your rant is
it's called
driving them away.
It's called a metaphor. It's a metaphor.
Well, what else you got?
Okay, well, this one.
Speaking of the rant of
this one, I don't.
Are you sharing the ad you recorded on TV this week?
No, that's for a different presentation. We can do it next week.
Come on.
We can do it next week.
Well, I think that would have been anyway.
This is called.
Oh, that's called Weird Ways to Die.
Weird Ways to Die. So this story.
Apropos, it's an astronaut launched into space, not a nuclear bomb.
Well, because that's not a weird way to die. That's like duck and cover, duck and cover. Which people make fun of duck and cover, and duck and cover actually makes sense.
We used to do that in elementary school.
People are like, "What's a nuclear bomb?" No, it's not.
In the 70s.
If you're outside where you're going to get vaporized, duck and cover can actually save your life. And the reason is the overpressure blows out all the windows and sends grenade-like shrapnel into this classroom. So if you're standing there or you're next to the window as a student, you could potentially die. So duck and cover, as much as people go, it doesn't do anything in a nuclear. No, duck and cover could literally save thousands of people's lives if you're in a building. Because it's the overpressure and glass explosion that screws you up.
All right. That was some helpful medical advice, at least.
Duck and cover. Yes, it's true.
What else?
Look at this one. This story, I will read you the article. I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true. We did that already. Okay. Florida, let me get this corrected. Florida doctor
removes a wrong organ from patient, resulting in immediate catastrophic death. Yeah, I guess if you took out the wrong organ, that would happen.
Well, but the organ they took out was his liver, and they were supposed to take out his spleen.
Well,
so it's
that's a big F up.
No, it's not. It's you couldn't be. There's no way you could consume enough alcohol to make that or
like fake news to me.
Or Quaaludes or like Valium or like pick your mind altering.
Sounds like
something.
Fake news to me. Is this for real? Where did you find this? The New York Post. There's some great.
No, this is absolutely true.
So they took out his liver instead of his spleen.
They took out his liver instead of his spleen. So I think
What's the story behind this?
Okay, let me read the article,
Please.
and then I will show you. Okay, so a man who had a medical emergency while on vacation in Florida died on the operating table after the surgeon mistakenly removed his liver instead of his spleen. William Bryan of Alabama. Well, there you go. He was probably an Alabama football fan, and the surgeon was a University of Florida fan. Last month, when he suddenly began experiencing left lower abdominal pain, his wife Beverly went to Ascension Sacred Heart Emerald Coast Hospital, which is between Pensacola and Panama City. Doctors were concerned about an abnormality in his spleen, and they admitted him for further testing. So most of this is coming from the family's lawyer. So God knows what that means. General Surgeon Thomas Shanknovsky and Chief Medical Officer Dr. Christopher Bacani persuaded the 70-year-old Brian to undergo emergency surgery at the hospital where he could experience serious complications if he left the hospital, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, you read this, and none of it makes any sense. In the middle of the surgery, Shankowski removed Brian's liver instead of his spleen, the law firm alleges. The surgical snafu resulted in immediate and catastrophic blood loss, resulting in death. Or how about this? You don't have a liver, so you're going to die.
Oh, they took out
who would ever take
liver? Nobody would take out.
Well, like who would ever take out some, like none of this
doesn't
makes
make
any sense.
sense.
So I want to
it's
see the
fake
follow-up on
news.
this.
Doesn't make sense. They would take out his whole liver just because. Nah.
Unless it was a liver transplant. So I want to see what happens with this case because this makes, again, from a BS-free MD perspective, this is absolute horseshit. Like, there's no way that would happen. It would be like, oh, they took out his heart instead of his left lung tumor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you can't live without a heart. Yeah, you can't live without a liver either. And me, well, that's a vital organ. So this is absolute nonsense. There's not a chance.
What else you got?
Well, I am going to go into the historical world. I kind of missed one of the. We can go back. I missed one of the. Let's go back. It's fun. So, the whole business of the eating cats and the no evidence. Well, there is evidence. Animal sacrifices on the rise in Queens, with chickens, pigs being tortured in twisted rituals.
Hey, I saw a friend of mine post something on Instagram where she looked like she was torturing a chicken. So I don't understand it, and she's probably not watching right now, but I don't get animal husbandry and why you have to. There's got to be a thing. Someone commented if you've got chickens on why you tuck their head in under their wings and try to like sedate them.
So this is okay. So
get them to lay an egg or something.
So here's the deal. This is not a new thing. There's apparently a sect of Hinduism that does animal sacrifice, and other Hindus say
so they're doing this in Queens now because there's a bunch of Hindus.
Correct.
Okay.
And
they're
there's some voodoo rituals from people that practice voodoo, which is generally Haiti. So the problem is this. Okay, so in 1993, the Supreme Court upheld animal sacrifice as a legitimate ritual in freedom of religion. They're doing this on public beaches. That's the problem.
Sick.
So people are going to the beach and they're finding like chicken heads and emaciated pigs and all sorts of stuff. So it's kind of.
That's nasty.
Exactly. So this idea that no one would eat a cat, no one would, because there's a
difference between a sacrifice and eating it.
Well, no, but there is a voodoo ritual. There is a voodoo ritual where if you drink the blood out of a cat while it's still alive, you get the powers of the cat.
Huh.
That's actually a thing.
Huh.
I mean, it's horrible. Like they literally
Never heard that.
Yes. Well, because we don't practice voodoo.
I said I never heard that. Just don't have to practice voodoo to have heard it. Interesting. Okay.
So there you go.
That's nasty.
It's nasty.
Think of all those diseases you could
But
get.
it does. But here's the point. It does exist. Like the fact is that, the issue is not so much the cat thing. The issue is we need to have a sane immigration policy. But whatever. Okay.
Any other medical stories?
Kinda. This I really like.
All right.
This is fun. Okay, in our defund the FDA, check this out. I love this. This is an advertisement for Wait On. So that's Raquel Welch, probably when she was 25 years old, and about how true beauty includes a full figure, and I can't afford to be skinny.
I love that.
I can't afford to be skinny.
I can't either.
So she just passed away, like a couple years ago, and she was 80. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is 50, 55 years old.
True
okay?
beauty includes a full figure. Now look at that full figure.
Right.
That's smaller than the thin people nowadays.
Correct. So here's the point. And this is where I agree wholeheartedly with Bobby Kennedy. This is 50, like this. Okay. Let's be generous. This is 60 years ago. So we have gone from Wait On, buying a supplement to make you gain weight in 60 years, buying a supplement that you could sell and advertise in national magazines to gain weight as a woman, to we're going to run out of frickin' Ozempic because everyone is so fat.
We're going to run out of money to buy the Ozempic because everyone's so fat.
Right. But that is not a problem based on laziness, or that is a poisoning problem. There's no question that that's the case. That's a poisoning. You are being poisoned. The fattest man in the world in 1900 is like the third fattest guy in any Walmart.
No kidding. That's so true.
Like, that's not because somebody's lazy or doesn't work out, or that's because he's being poisoned. There's no other way that can happen.
That's an amazing.
Like you can eat extra donuts and gain 20 or 30 pounds, but not 150. Like that's a completely different problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, Ozempic. Like, are you kidding me?
People didn't sit around as much as they do now. That's the other thing. I think there's so many factors.
There are, but the fact that you could sell a supplement to women to gain weight, that is a 180-degree shift from where we are now.
Salt now.
Like literally, that is the opposite.
Shakes,
that's the complete opposite to Ozempic.
Oh, absolutely.
And so
the times have changed.
Right, but to just I can't accept that it's
not just overeating, and it's not just sitting on your ass. It's all that, and then the quality of the food is not even food. So we're not even eating food, so you can't compare it. I agree, and all the other.
But what that tells you is most women were naturally thin.
Yeah.
They were naturally thin, and they wanted to be busty and have a butt, right? And so they would take weight on because they didn't want to be the skinny, bony. Like, holy crap!
Mm-hmm.
Like that is my head is literally my bulbous head is literally blowing up.
Still trying to get bigger. They take stuff so they can grow their biceps and pecs.
Right. But that's a pretty narrow group of people that are gym rats. And I mean, read the last 20 pages of ads in a bodybuilding magazine, and those are people with body dysmorphia.
Yes.
Like, it's just crazy. It's all about, massive stacks of weight and, massive guns and huge. And then it's all about mass and penile enlargement. And I'm like, okay, here's somebody that, whose mama didn't nurse him long enough or something. Like that's a deep psychological something. It's like the only thing you think about is your muscles and your dick. On second thought, maybe that's not abnormal. But anyways, I digress.
From?
It's body, like
Take us back.
It's body dysmorphia. Like you read those mags, it's clearly that's what it is. Like that's a pick your anorexia, pick your body dysmorphia problems, and there you go. All right.
I agree.
So,
well, what's coming out on the podcast this week?
Cheryl Atkinson, 5-time Emmy Award winner, is out.
You gave her name away that fast. I was going to make them guess. I was going to say, who do you know that has 5 Emmys?
I was joking with her that we only had 3
Flown
Emmys.
in a B-52 combat mission.
And she thought that we actually had Emmys.
Well,
because she didn't understand
everything seriously in the news, and
she does. She did not understand that my love language is sarcasm.
She doesn't understand BS laden.
I thought your show was BS free, MD. Exactly. Instead, it was just like a fire hose of horse shit.
Pretty much. And you're going to be on her show. That'll be entertaining.
Oh yeah. I have a quote ready in my head.
Anyway, Cheryl, we were honored to have her on our show, and that's coming out where she talks about her new book, Follow the Science, How Big Pharma Misleads, Obscures, and Prevails. And she's got a lot of great books that she's written over the years uncovering the narrative and covering stories. So she talks about what's behind the book, what she's discovered, mostly some really sad stories, unfortunately. Follow the money, basically.
Well, and like the thing that was the coolest about this interview is how her experience and our experience is almost exactly the same. Where you start to speak out in big medicine and you get hammered.
Well, the world of journalism has changed just like the world of medicine has changed.
In journalism, she was trying to be honest, and then she gets... Anyways,
silenced.
Listen to it. It's exactly, I mean, all of our colleagues that tried to speak out about all sorts of stuff in, corrupted healthcare, exactly the same. People that tried to speak out to the powers that be in big journalism, same exact thing. All right. That brings us to...
the meme of the week. Well, I thought that Donald Trump and the Air Force One with the cats and ducks was the meme of the week.
No, the eating the cats and dogs are memes that literally write themselves. But there is one winner, and only one winner, and it's from the Babylon Bee, and it's this: Ohio Chinese food buffet forced to close after Haitians decimate food supply. You want to talk about being absolutely savage? That is savage. Oh my gosh.
That's savage. All right.
Those guys are something else.
Funny enough, but have we even eaten Chinese food since we've been here in Florida?
I don't think so.
Because
we ask for recommendations.
Why? There's no loose cats running around. It's Florida, so no one lets their cats out of their cage.
Yeah, if you let your cat out of your house.
Therefore, there's a lack of Chinese food to buy.
Yeah, in Florida, if you let your cat out of your house, you don't have a cat.
Pretty much.
They just like magically get vaporized.
And you don't see strays running around, do you?
Nope. Which is interesting.
Not even strays of anything.
No, you don't. It's amazing when you have a set. Look, when you live in Jurassic Park and you let your cat out, chances are Fluffy's not coming home. I mean, let's just be honest.
The bunnies, though, I don't understand the bunnies. We have all these little bunnies. They are scrawny, skinny little things. They seem to hop away pretty quick from danger because.
Well, they also breed like rabbits, which is how they maintain their population. And just like, so, yeah, that's that whole, that you do not let your cats out. I have seen one cat outside in 1 year.
Really?
I've seen one cat. Yep. And, It was running for its life, but
I'm sure it was.
It's we lost a lot of cats to predators.
Yeah.
But snakes, alligators, they have a way of, you might as well just put like a cocktail fork in the back or the little toothpick with the fluffy stuff on it, because that's essentially what your cat is to everything that lives in the wild of Florida.
Right? Oh,
yeah.
My goodness.
They even say don't let your cat out into your pool cage area.
Because it attracts the gators.
Because the gators will crash through your pool cage and break your screen and come and eat your cat.
Enough.
And then you have a problem because you have an enclosed alligator inside your pool cage and probably in your pool.
And now you have a screen to repair, a gator to get out,
and
probably a cat
pants,
that's disappeared,
and pants to launder. Yes, you would have to launder your pants unless you had your Joe.
I am not laundering those pants.
Yes, unless you had your Joe Biden diaper on, in which case you'd probably be okay.
Into the trash.
Yep. Yes, that's true.
Okay, well.
We have killed this episode.
Let's wrap this up, put a bow on it, stuff it in a box, send it out into the netherworld. And if you enjoyed this episode or not, please rate it. Either way, but we would prefer a 5-star review. We would love for you to take a listen to our podcast episodes where we do get serious and uncover some really good topics with guests. We're honored to have the people on our show that we do, but we also need your support, which is sharing the episodes and also just writing a simple 1-sentence, 1-word review that really helps the podcast networks like Spotify, Apple, Rumble, X, anywhere you view it, to push it up to the top, and it helps us get more notice, which helps our show grow. So that is what you can do for us. Thanks for being here. We are only here for you. So send us your feedback, your suggestions, your comments, anything. Reach out to us at doc@bsfreemd.com or check out our website and send it through there. All right. Until next time. Cheers.
It's no secret that medicine is a bit uptight. That's why Tim and I created BS Free MD, to mix things up a little and have fun in the process. Besides, we are having these exact same discussions all the time, so we thought we might as well invite everyone to the party. If you really like us, you can get plenty more and maybe see one of Tim's cool tattoos on our Instagram or Facebook pages at BS Free MD. See you next time.
But we try to keep BS Free MD as raw and real as possible. We can't be held responsible for any medical decisions or discussions had as a result of what you've heard on the show. We know, bummer. But the truth is, we really do care about your questions. So feel free to reach out to us by email at doc@bsfreemd.com.